Bruce's Big Call Dinar Intel Thursday night, August 29, 24. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Welcome everybody to the Big Call tonight. It is Thursday, August 29th, and you're listening to the Big Call. Welcome everybody all over the globe, everywhere that you can hear my voice in Big Call universe. And we should be averaging well over 17.5 million listeners internationally, not including our US and maybe Canadian citizens, but whatever our listeners here, let's do this. I'm going to pray the call in. Okay, let's get into Intel a little bit. Alright. First, you know how we used to have, like Tuesday night, we didn't have any rates on the bank screens. And what's interesting is now we have grayscale, which means you can't read the rates on redemption center screens, which we could see last Tuesday, but tonight, we can only see bank screen rates, which are not the highest rates. By the way, now all that's going to change over the weekend, so don't worry about it. But I'm just saying right now that'll all change. But for right now, redemption center screens are grayscale. You can't read them. The bank rates not online last Tuesday are on today. So what that just tells us, remember how we were trying to get the quantum financial system fully implemented throughout the globe? Guess what? We heard a thought that the global financial system based on asset-backed gold-backed currencies, is fully implemented and ready to go. Okay, so what's the status? Okay, so that's a great thing. It's all good. And that happened, very much. Probably pretty close, 8 o'clock, Eastern tonight. As I got the call is, like, 5 minutes after 8, and Eastern time. I said, well, that's great. That's great, because that just happened. So that's great news for us. That's something we were waiting to happen, and not only the redemption center which we had last Tuesday, fully integrated, but now all the banks, tier 1234, all over the globe, all banks, everything is totally integrated. And that's great news. We've got that. Now, a point about rates. Somebody is saying, oh, you can't, the rates that you're going to get are going to be the same at redemption centers as they are in banks. No, they're not. They're not going to be the same at all. In fact, just the screen rate at banks on the dinar 3 times higher on redemption center screens, 3x higher on the dong. We've got a rate on the bank screen, going to be twice as high in the redemption center. Yes, I know what those rates are, but I'm not going to be able to bring them up tonight. Trust me when I tell you, you want to call the toll-free number when it's available. You set up your exchanges and redemption of ZIM at the redemption centers. And the next thing I've got about that is the toll-free number. When you call it and you're getting a call center, one of 3 call centers. I think they're going to do it East Coast. I mean Eastern Time, Central Time, Mountain Time, and Pacific. And I don't know what they're going to do as far as Hawaii and Alaska goes as far as the timing on that, but by calling the 800 number, you'll be able to find out, and you'll get, I believe it's going to be an AI-generated response to you. So my point in saying this is, if we call on a day that happens to be, for example, Labor Day here in the United States, you might just get an AI-generated system that allows you to put in your numbers. Put your zip code, because they have all the zip codes in the US, and probably I can't speak to Canada, but I believe Canada can use that number and see what happens. Canada? We know that for Canada, while I'm on that subject, is HSBC is the lead bank in Canada with RBC to have merged with Scotiabank. I'm gonna say a year ago, might be less than that. Scotiabank, the secondary bank along with RBC merger in the Scotia, and I think that's a great backup bank, if you will, in addition to HSBC. HSBC is the biggest bank that's being used internationally. But we also have Banco Santander, Santander Bank for Latin America. They are a go-to bank as well. And I'm thinking it should be, I'm not positive. I think that's going to be Mexico, Central America, South America, all on Santander Bank. Truist Bank is also a major Tier 1 bank now because they merged with SunTrust Bank, and Truist is also player as well. But if you're in the continental US, you don't have to worry about it. You just dial the number, put in whatever your information is going to be, and you will get directed to a redemption center close to your zip code. It might be 30 or 40 minutes away. It could be 5 minutes away. You shouldn't have anybody way out west, where the driving distances are longer. You shouldn't have to drive more than, let's call it 60 to 70 miles, maybe 80. Maybe in Montana or Wyoming, or in some other states, where you got some really long distances, but you got realized in Texas, which is a whole other country, or could be, You could drive an hour and a half and not be at the end of your ranch. I think it's crazy. It's true with some of those places. Alright, so that's what's going to happen. Now let's nail this timing down a little bit. Alright, we've got information pointing to us getting notified. Well, let's go back. On Sunday night, after the Forex on that 5 o'clock Eastern, the Forex opens back up for trading. And so we're going to see all new rates on all currencies Sunday night. Now we're not going to see them at the people going into the redemption centers would see them. And if anybody's happy to go into their bank, these are workers, not us on Sunday, they might see new rates. They should see all brand new rates Sunday night period. Now, we would see them, probably Tuesday since Monday is a holiday. But my belief is, we don't have this absolute. But my belief is we can get notified on Monday, which is Labor Day here in the United States, and then set our appointments and start on Tuesday. Tuesday's the 3rd of September. So be prepared to look for that scheduling, that could be what we're looking at there. Alright, let's go back and see what else we want to bring out. Jeannie always prompts me on a few things like R&R and debt relief and all that. Okay, here's the latest information from this evening on debt relief. On this is mortgages being zeroed out and credit card debt eliminated. Those two are going to crank up, starting the 4th, 5th and 6th of September. And if my calendar is right, that is Wednesday to Thursday and Friday of next week. That's when that stuff's coming out. And it takes all the way to the 15th of September to complete. So if you don't get to your credit card heavily wiped out, or you don't need anything from the bank about your mortgage, at least let it happen between the 4th, 5th, 6th and the 15th. It will take a while to get all of that done. That's definitely debt jubilee, and maybe you'll be fortunate enough to get an announcement about complete debt lease. Alright, I'll be looking for that. What about R&R? I call it restitution reclamation allowance. That is supposed to kick in the first week of September, which is next week, sometime in the first week. Now it may again not be there for all of us, but it should be there within that first week, which starts for us a banking week, the main week. It starts, of course, on Tuesday, which is the 3rd, so 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere in that range, we should get R&R, restitution, reclamation allowance. Now if you're exchanging, your R&R is already in fact, everybody's already in their quantum accounts. Quantum accounts. So if you're exchanging, you need to get an appointment for your exchanges and redemption of ZIM. And then you should have, when you're getting into your quantum account card, you should be able to see that balance that is already in your quantum account. And then what you'll do is you'll go through your exchange, you'll get your ZIM done, you'll get your currencies done. And you'll be loaded up with an amount that will go into your quantum account, on top of your R&R, or in addition to your R&R, then you can move. So what it amounts to is you're going to be able to see that total in your account and then move whatever funds you think you're going to need for the first 30/60ths, or 90 days. And keep changing that a little bit. Sometimes it's 30 days, sometimes it's 90 days. We'll see what it is. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to move plenty of money that you won't be able to spend in the first 60 to 90 days. But you will be able to move some of that money. And you might, maybe not, $1 billion into what I call your master account, your primary account at Wells. And then if you've got LLC, your projects, or you've got trust, set up your projects. Whatever U.VE got set up, you can set up individual bank accounts for those LLC. That's what I'm going to do for LLCs, and I'm going to set up bank accounts for each one of those. They're all under my master trust, okay, and my primary account would be under my master trust from that. So let's see what else. Yeah, alright, what's going on right now is there are global arrests that are taking place that we're pretty far along on, but we need to get further along as a percentage, so that we can go forward. And I can tell you, we're at the point right now where we don't have that far to go to get to the number that they want to say before they release everything to us. I think we could easily make it by the weekend, which could be Saturday, could be Sunday, could be Monday. But here's the beauty of it, the Forex closes down tomorrow at 5 o'clock for 48 hours. It comes back up Sunday evening at 5. And then, we'll have all brand new rates coming up then after it's been on Forex. They'll be brand new rates. We have 15 rates on trade right now, because the Iraq dinar, it's not on that right now. But it would be up, oh you know, my guess we have Sunday, it'll be coming in Sunday, and it'll probably be traded, you know, internationally, as an international currency on Sunday at 5 o'clock our time. Now trade earlier in other parts of the world, but for us, our traders here will starting at 5 o'clock Sunday evening. And it would be the benefactors of that at the redemption center when we set our appointments. So I think Monday is in play for receiving our toll-free numbers, and, you know, by email and calling the AI-generated call center. And maybe we'll get to a human being. Let's see. I think money we will probably raise that one way that could be the case for certain people that might have dong or the dinar. The dinar rate is set for them to offer that to us at the contract, which is terrific, and as long where it'll be twice what the bank's rate is. And I know what it is, and it's good. It's expected to be very good as well anymore. Yeah, it'll be very good, which will so I can tell you that the ZIM is on par. There's no restriction on 2 nodes of this, and the rest of it is that's all BS, you know. That's just the cabal putting out stuff, trying to get you to not buy more or whatever. I can see that. But point is, you know, don't go to banks. Just use the redemption center. By the way, if you go to redemption center, as you're getting ready to go, they're going to give you if you're a ZIM holder, you will get a free Q phone. And that's basically a satellite phone that works from anywhere. And it works off the satellite system, works off we call the Starlink satellite system. So that'll be good for us, and it's going to be something you don't ask questions about, you just get home. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when we get home. They are not giving us a lot of information about it, right? So you guys have plenty of written notes down to remember. I hope I remember everything when I go in there. Think I will. And you know, it's not supposed to take more than 30 or 40 minutes for an appointment, so just consolidate your information. Make your presentation on your project, or projects, very concise. I mean no more than 5 minutes. You know, they want to hear what you're going to do. They don't have time to detail into a lot of detail about it. Just realize that, you know, it's something to be working on, and it's all going to be good. There's no reason to worry about it. You'll be fine. Now, I think that I've covered everything I wanted to cover tonight, covered what Jeannie said. The only thing I don't want to say, Social Security increases will be in September. I think they will be, and that means it should start first week September, if you first Wednesday, but I think we should get it in the month September. We should get Nasara. Gesera, yeah, it would have been nice to get out as what Charlie was working on exclusively on that now. We should get our R&R, debt jubilee. Already for some people, we had a call today. Someone that my head knows definitely 1 credit card, 2 credit cards. It may be happening in some areas already. I think right when this came through, so mortgage zeroed out. Maybe a letter from our lending institution on that. So, look at your snail mail. I don't know if it's going to be certified or registered, but however it comes. If you get one from lenders, probably a good thing, not a bad thing, so I am going to say. That's really what I had to say to everybody tonight. Is this our last call? It is if we get the numbers over the weekend, or it's Monday, or whatever. Yep, I hope so. I know you guys are tired of hearing me, but let's be honest, this intel changes from day to day, and I'm just believing that we finally at the end. And there's so much good stuff coming out with Iraq with their new rate coming up Sunday, international rate, and we've been occupied 1 floor in the Central Bank of Iraq. And we vacate that on Saturday. We no longer will be in that CBI on Saturday. I believe they're backing up Saturday, moving out. And remember, the first business day for Iraq working day is on this Sunday. So that's good news too. I just think we're all ready for this. To go, don't you? I am. I think we all are. Let's start off. I want to just say I want everybody to have a good Labor Day on Monday. You grill out Monday. You be careful with that. That's a great thing to do. Most swimming pools where I grew up closed on Labor Day. That was the last day. I think it was the last day you could swim in the community pool. I don't know where you live or whether that's still the case. College has started in some areas already. Used to love when we went back to high school, we started back. It was actually after Labor Day. Nowadays, kids are starting back in the 2nd and 3rd week of August. What's wrong with that picture? I didn't set the calendar for the schools. but I liked it when we got away to go back to college, and we need to go back to class in high school until after Labor Day. Alright, let's go ahead and pray the call out. Thank you everybody. Thank you Sue, thank you Bob, and thank you listeners, Big Call Universe all around the globe. And we are going to have a really great start in September. It looks like, and I'll be you guys, we will be in touch with you about projects, about Veterans, Retreat Network, and about the Pastoral Network. We will send out emails. But I want everybody to chill for at least 2 weeks after this goes, maybe through most of September, because you're gonna have stuff to do. I'm gonna have stuff to do, and we'll touch. We'll be in touch. We'll probably get together reading as we're doing some things, I think. But finally, let's rest after this. Have a good weekend, a great Labor Day, and in the future. Okay, alright, everybody, thank you so much. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.